WREG in Memphis. This is News Channel 3 at 6.
Happening now at 6, we're keeping a close eye on Storm Tracker 3S as thunderstorms and high winds cross over the Mid-South. It is bringing a little bit of relief from today's extreme heat. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg will be along for the news at 10. Let's get right over to Chief Weather Expert Tim Simpson for the very latest on tonight's weather. Tim?
Hey, Steph, there's a lot of activity firing up right now across the region on Storm Tracker 3S weather radar. As a matter of fact, this general area, parts of West Tennessee, back across into Arkansas, we have the potential for some hefty amounts of rainfall tonight into tomorrow. And right now, some of these storms are working up from Sledge, Mississippi, Tunica, and into southwestern parts of Shelby County back into Crittenden County, Arkansas. Right now, look for some heavy rainfall from these storms. Not dealing with severe weather at this point, but we have more activity south of Tunica, down toward Crenshaw, over near Coldwater and Senatobia. This cell around Crenshaw is working east toward Crockett, Senatobia, and Newtown between now and 6:28. More activity from Ripley over to just south of Corinth, Mississippi, and some heavy rainfall in my hometown out near Middleton, Tennessee, over toward Hornsby. And here in Shelby County, we have that flood advisory that expires at 6:30 tonight because of the already heavy rainfall that we've had here in Shelby County, Tennessee. Temperatures have taken a drop because of the rainfall. 84 now Memphis, 73 Bolivar, but it's still 91 in Oxford. Coming up in just a few moments, there's more heat on the way, but Stephanie, as you mentioned, some cooler temperatures too. We'll check the numbers just ahead.
All right, Tim. And we want you to stay up to date and safe when you're on the go with the WREG weather app. It has live radar, hour by hour forecast, and sends alerts whenever severe weather is near you. And new at 6, people who live near Hickory Hill Shopping Center are fed up with the litter and trash that's taken over. We sent WREG's Janae Lewis out there to get some answers for them. She's live tonight on Winchester Road to explain what the city is doing to get the area cleaned up. Janae, fill us in.
Well, Stephanie, if you look here behind me, you see a bit of everything from mattresses to shopping carts to trash all over the place. And city leaders say that not only is the conditions that you see unacceptable, they're a code violation. It's why the property owner here at the Kmart on Winchester Road will now be headed to environmental court.
What was once a bright spot in Hickory Hill.
And I actually grew up in Hickory Hill, and this used to be a very vibrant shopping plaza. However, since the dilapidation has occurred, crime has been on the rise here for years.
Has turned into an eyesore. Those who live here say the piles of trash, mattresses, and couches sitting outside the old Kmart didn't end up there overnight.
I think this is representative of a lot of failed businesses, but it doesn't reflect the entire community of the entire neighborhood.
Since the store closed, there's been several glimpses of new life, but none coming to fruition.
It says that someone's given up, and sign after sign after sign goes up saying, you know, it's a new business coming. It just never materializes.
People who live here say what you see driving by doesn't show what this community is really about.
I think when people see neglect and abandon, it does send a signal that nobody cares. I don't think that's the case. The other businesses on this row they want a good environment.
So they've been taking action, filing 311 complaints, hoping the city would intervene. The city issued a violation order on the property. The owner was supposed to appear in environmental court yesterday, but never showed up. Today, we spotted a city inspector outside there and learned an out-of-state attorney recently purchased the building with plans to fix it up. A change this community is eager to see.
I know that we care, and I know that we want to improve, but we have to start with areas such as this.
And because the property owner didn't show up to court yesterday, it's been reset to next month. The city tells me that the owner will now have to pay 10 times the amount in fees once an amount is determined. Of course, we're going to keep you updated on this story and the status and progress of the cleanup. Reporting live in Hickory Hill tonight, Janae Lewis, WREG News Channel 3.
And that cleanup can't happen soon enough for the people in that area. Thank you, Janae. In another Memphis neighborhood, community leaders are hoping to keep an historic Highland Heights church from becoming a gas station. The church closed its doors last year, and as WREG's Stacey Jacobson reports, the new owners are planning to develop the property.
When people were in need, it was seen as a beacon of hope, a place where people could go to get food and clothing. It was a place where it was known to be warm and inviting.
Christina Crutchfield says only memories will remain if developers take a wrecking ball to the Highland Heights United Methodist Church at Summer and Highland. The church stopped having services in 2019 and has been sitting empty.
We have a church that was in the neighborhood for over 100 years, that there's a proposal to tear it down and to replace that building with a gas station.
Pointing to the fact there are already 2 gas stations and convenience stores at the busy intersection, Crutchfield hopes a petition drive started by the Highland Heights CDC will encourage the owners to consider a different use for the property. But
quite honestly, legally, the developers have every right to tear down this building.
according to the managing broker, the new owners paid $700,000 for the property, and mixed-use development construction is expected to start in 2022, with plans to save as much of the exterior structure as possible. We're told the new owners are aware of the petition drive and plan to meet with members of the community to get input.
I grew up 3 blocks down the street here.
But Highland Heights homeowner Steve Noblet says property owners have a chance to make a positive change on this part of Summer Avenue, a stretch of this diverse corridor where residents need grocery stores, not more gas stations.
Decisions that are made about properties like this will either build a community or they lead to the degradation of the community. And we're really committed to rebuilding this community.
Stacey Jacobson, WREG News Channel 3.
Neighbors are stepping up. We have a link to the petition that Stacey was talking about with this story on WREG.com. Now for an update on coronavirus in the Mid-South. Shelby County leaders say the data is moving in the right direction as they try to get a handle on the spread of the infection. Today, 247 new cases were announced in the county, in line with what we've been seeing this month. But it's 247 more patients the health department will be calling to figure out who they may have come in contact with and possibly infected.
We've been able to close over 59% of our contact investigations, and that's important because that is how we prevent the spread to others. And at the current time, we have identified over 22,000 contacts, and all of those contacts were placed in quarantine to further reduce transmission. As of today, we currently have over 9,000 people that are actively under a quarantine order.
The health department has been undergoing a massive expansion as they work to complete all the contact tracing and other coronavirus-related efforts. New at 6 tonight, there's a stinky, unpleasant odor that you may not be aware of that can come with wearing a face mask. Dentists call it mask mouth. WREG's Alex Coleman tells us why it can lead to bad breath and some other dental troubles.
Just when you thought you had heard it all in the ongoing debate over whether to mask up or not, there could be a new potentially smelly side effect of long-term mask wearing. Peter and Dawn Walden are from Canada visiting Memphis and always wear their mask in public.
Well, just breathing into it, you just feel like you need to wash it whether you're around people or not.
And they say that the soap kills most of the bacteria, so that's why we like to wash it every day or two with soap, and that feels like it's clean.
Some dentists say face coverings can cause another possible problem. It's one they call mask mouth.
Well, it's a fairly new situation that has occurred from everybody having to wear a mask all day. It's basically a drying effect of us heavy breathing out of our mouth.
Dr. Blake Billups has had a dental practice in Memphis for 16 years.
There's not enough data to know exactly the consequences of what it's going to do, but anytime we have a drier mouth, we have a higher chance of getting tooth decay or periodontal disease because the mouth is drier.
It's believed if left untreated, the bacteria can cause dental disasters such as decaying teeth, receding gums, and bad breath.
A drier mouth is, you have a higher chance for halitosis or bad breath. That's why typically in the morning when we wake up, when we have a drier mouth, our breath smells worse than during the day.
Dr. Billups recommends routine visits to the dentist, along with regular brushing, flossing, and
drinking water, keeping hydrated, keeping moisture in the mouth to disrupt that bacteria is also a great thing that we can do. And I think it's allowing people to see, hey, maybe I need to go to the dentist now that I've got I'm up close and personal to my mouth.
Simple steps that not even a mask can cover up. Alex Coleman, WREG TV News Channel 3.
Dr. Billups also says be careful when using mouthwash because some brands contain alcohol, causing your mouth to become dry, just like wearing that mask. All right, well, she could become Tennessee's first Democratic U.S. Senator since Al Gore, and tonight we're hearing directly from her. And already, Marquita Bradshaw is making history after clinching the nomination. Her plan to win the seat in November coming up.
And we're tracking storms here tonight, watching some storms around Proctor, Arkansas, Horseshoe Lake, push up toward Shelby County, Tennessee. There's more in our forecast. I'll have it just ahead.